welcome back. Today's going to be a little bit different, as you can see. I'm not going to be using my big easel today because I have a little 4x4 canvas. So look at that, my hand's overwhelmingly bigger than that. I've already taken it apart, and as you can see, this is very much like episode 6, I think, but it's tinier. Now I'm going to paint the rest of the painting with this acrylic brush set. It's a Royal and Langnickel brush set, and I'm going to review it today. It came with like 4 round brushes, several flat brushes, like right here. It came with 1 fan brush and 1 filbert brush, and they're both really tiny. Well, let's just get started. I'm going to start today. I'm not going to have a palette view today because I'm only using black and white gesso. And let me see here. I think I'm going to test this little flat brush first by going into some black gesso. I'm using this acrylic brushes because this is a acrylic based gesso. So let's see. Oh, that's kind of cool. I have a bit of a nervous touch, which I guess is okay, because it makes this tree look much more realistic. Load some more again. Maybe he's got a friend. Yeah, right there. Right, now let's see, maybe there's one more here. Make the weird noises, it'll work better for you. That's what Bob told me, and it's kind of worked for me. Maybe this guy's got a bit of a crook in him. This guy's got a branch here. This crooked guy, he had a, yep. I think that's it for those trees. So I'm going to wash my brush. Be very careful about letting the stuff dry on your brush. You let that gesso or acrylic paint dry on your brush, you'll have ruined your brush. Now, it's time to test out one of these little round brushes. This is basically going to be my script liner. So I'm going to take it through some water, just like in oils. When I go through thinner, but use water for this water-based stuff. Don't use paint thinner. I'm just letting it run. You can probably see it's running on my palette. Now I'm just going to put some of these in. Limbs go every which way, so I'm going to have a couple going in weird directions. Just a little bit more water. In fact, I'm also going to take that same flat brush, because I see something that can happen to you. You can add whatever you want. I'm going to add a white tree here and where it's black. Add black trees where it's bright, and add white trees where it's dark. That way they'll stand out. Sorry about that. Had my storage set to the SD card, but for some reason it said it had it elsewhere anyway. Ooh, he has a really long limb, doesn't he? That's okay, I've seen trees like that. Now I'm going to wash the flat brush again. Sorry about that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to fast forward through this, because all I'm doing is I'm probably going to fast forward this part. So this is just like the Oils video, except I'm using water instead of paint thinner. Obviously, I already explained that. And just do this kind of quick. There's enough black, thin black gesso on here, it'll be fine. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna fast forward. This is pretty obvious what I'm doing here. And I'm gonna eventually do the same to the white trees. You can have however many limbs you want. Alright. Fast forward start. Now I'm gonna wash my brush. I'm going to some white gesso. Have some limbs come from the sides. I mean, the trees don't just stop here. There's not only 4 trees in this forest. Alrighty. Now I think it's time to add the monster tree. So for that, I'm gonna go back in the black gesso with this giant flat brush. One thing I should probably mention is this kit was relatively cheap. Ooh, monster tree. I wasn't kidding. I like this V tree. Maybe I'll show you a real picture of what the tree looks like one day. You don't have to have this monster tree if you don't want one. Wash the fan brush again. Right, now I'm going to take a fan brush. Just tap in some black gesso and a little bit of white with it. So maybe I can, there you go, you can see how I'm tapping that in. This fan brush is going to help me make some grassy looking areas. I'm going to tap a little more dark just to help give the appearance that, well, it's obviously lighter up here and darker down here. This area I'm talking about is pretty hilly. Tap a little more bright. It's getting too dark up here. fan brush is getting pretty spiky. There we go. I think that's pretty much all I'm going to do for that part. Now I'm going to wash my fan brush. I'm not kidding about letting the acrylic paint dry on your brushes. Not like oils, these dry in minutes. Alright, I think it's time. I'm going to take, take the flat brush again. Go into just black gesso and make me a little path. Make it smaller at the top, bigger towards the bottom. Give that illusion of depth. You don't have to use this big one. This thing came with 4 flat brushes. Alright. I'm going to take my fan brush again. Just go into some of that, put in some more grassy areas right here to set that path in. So I'm going to take my black, that same flat brush, and add a couple branches onto my V tree. Let's see, one right here too. And one right in front of this white tree. So I'm going to darken it a little. This path's pretty much the same as the other one. Right, let's see. I'm going to take my script liner and just add, I'm going to fast forward this part. I'm just going to go back and add just a few branches to the big tree. And you can also start by outward and go inward with your branches if you don't want to start inward and go outward. It's totally up to you. Alright, sorry, then now there's enough branches for me. Right. Feeling, oh, I know. Let's test out this teeny weeny little filbert brush. If I can find it. There it is. This has got to be the tiniest filbert I've ever had. I'm just going to take some black gesso with a touch of white on one side to make a dark gray. Sorry. Yeah, that works a little too, doesn't it? I'm going to take the other side and go just through a bit of white. And just like the other one, I'm going to put some little stones here and there. Oops. Just doing that same thing, putting some dark color on it, a little bit of light on the other. Try to get it right the way I want it. There we go. Go through a bunch of dark and then just run it through the white light. That stone came out good. That one right there. Yeah, there we go. Oops. Still my nice little, the one stone that came out right. There we go. Just put them in. Oop, got a long stem there. That's okay. Maybe in this reality there's a weird one there. This is your world. You don't have to follow me. I'm going to take that fan brush again and just tap in a little. Put those stones back in there. Yeah. Just tap a little more here too. This fan brush has, well, it shouldn't look this spiked. It should be a more round fan dish, but it's what you get when you buy cheap. And this was fairly cheap. I'd say it was maybe $5. And that's a pretty good deal for all these thin flats and little detail brushes. Yeah, I think it's worth it. Well, for this set, it also comes with its own case. It's like a pencil pouch, but you know, at least it comes with one. Most cheap brush sets don't. So I guess I'm not going to put a glaze over this because nobody requested it, but should you want one, just say so in the comments or email me. It's down in the description if you choose to email. But anyway, so I rate this 4.5 stars only because of the quality of the fan brush. So thank you guys very much for watching. Like, share, hit the subscribe button, and happy painting, guys. Bye bye.